So that means it's time for me to start talking into dead space until I can see that I have been made live. Hello, Marva. If you can hear me, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. All right, let's see. It'll take YouTube a second to let everybody know that we're live. I'm just going to keep refreshing over here until it figures it out. There we go. My arm is moving. That's a very good sign. I must be live. Marva, hello. How are you? Hey, Rosie. Hi, Carol. Appreciate you going and coming and coming and going. I appreciate you coming and going. I don't have any idea. I'm sorry. I just had a little, I don't know. So anyway, it is Thursday, and yes, we are having a lovely day as well, Lorraine. It has been nice for the last 3 or 4 days. This is Georgia's best time. The only downside is we have all the windows and doors open, and about 5 o'clock, 5:30 every evening, our neighbor decides it's time to burn leaves, and the smoke just keeps coming. So we frequently have to shut the windows about the time we would like to be enjoying an evening with the windows open. So hello, Linda. Hi, Karen and Elaine and Carol. Appreciate everybody coming. So this is our card today. It uses the Snowman Hugs, which sort of looks like a Christmas set, but is really more of an all-occasion wintry kind of a set, right? It's got thanks for being there, sending warm hugs and happiness, and you make my heart happy, and two very cute little snowmen. This guy obviously wishes he was in Maui without understanding that, yeah, that's not going to happen. So let's go ahead and get started. I have used a little bit Festive DSP. That's this design right here. And then on the inside, we have the little guy again with his blue hat on. And obviously, I have decorated the envelope because that's how I roll. So all of this will be on tomorrow's blog, and you don't need to take any notes or nothing. You can just watch. Hey, Amy. And let's see, Rosie, below freezing. Oh, well, I guess it is still winter or getting ready to be winter. I don't know. You just decided to go early, huh? I'm sorry about that. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to start off by pulling out my goodies here. We'll adhere a little bit of this DSP to a Calypso Coral mat. And hey, thank you for the hot air balloons. Love them. Not really sure what that is, but yay. Carol, I know the asthma is a booger when they're burning. Our property is kind of rolly and it's high, and then there's a little bit of I don't know, a depression, if you will, and then it kind of goes on to the back and keeps going downhill. We're on the hill into a little creek that's at the back of the property. And so all the smoke just settles right at the house. It's very annoying, I have to say. Because the best part of fall and spring, when it comes back around, is having the windows and the doors, the safe doors, the doors you can have safely open at night. But you can have the windows open and sleep and hear the frogs and the crickets and, well, the highway if you can hear it, which we sometimes can. All right. And then this little guy is going to go eventually on a card base. Actually, I guess I can go ahead and do him right now. So let's do that. Ah, that was fun, Rosie. Yay. Happy early birthday, Karen. A little birdie did tell me it was your birthday. Next week soon. All right, so there we go. Hi, Faith. Appreciate you coming. Oh, yes, happy Halloween. Today's Halloween. Are y'all dressers uppers and candy hander outers, or do you hang tight and close the porch light off, or what do you do? We live far enough back that we never get any treaters, tricks or otherwise here, which is good because no one has ever toilet papered our house, nor have they ever thrown eggs or left me a flaming bag of anything on my porch. So that is the upside of that. The downside is I don't decorate, which I kind of miss doing. Okay, so this is for the inside. Now we're going to make our snowman, and I am going to stamp him on here such that when I go to cut him out with my stylish shaped square, I have room to put it as a diamond, okay? Because I'm not going to have it square. I'm going to have it diamond. Why am I having it diamond? Because he won't fit on it square. Very simple. It was a very difficult design choice, but that's how I came to it, was because it wouldn't fit square. All right, so we're going to stamp him in tuxedo black. Like that. And we're going to let it dry. Remember, tuxedo black, like so many of the dark colors, takes a little extra time to dry. And tuxedo black is like the worst. You can see I got a little bit of a blob there, but that's okay because I'm going to color it. It's going to be my branch. But I do want it a little bit dry before I start coloring. Okay, now I don't want you to freak out when you see the list of things that you need for this card. Anytime you have a card that you, or a stamp that you're coloring, especially one that's kind of a scene like this where you've got a lot of different things going on, you're going to have a lot of coloring devices, right? So I have chosen Stampin' Blends. You could pick watercolor pencils, you could pick Stampin' Write markers. The most, except with the exception of the shirt, the spaces are small enough that a Stampin' Write marker, the fact that it doesn't blend well, would not be apparent. I would highly recommend that you use a blend for the field part of the shirt, this background part, okay? Everything else, I suspect you could very easily use a Stampin' Write marker if that's what you had. And then you can use whatever colors, right? Hawaiian shirts, they can be anything. I have chosen to use a dark Daffodil Delight for the field, and I'm going to just color that in. And I'm going to do it, I'm going to take my time a little bit so y'all are kind of toast because it's going to take me a second to color. Because I don't want it to go out and I don't want it to color my flowers. I have a lot of wants right now. I'm very needy today. I want it to work the way I want it to work. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the bullet end. I don't normally do that because I don't like it. But I'm going to do that for these smaller pieces. And then we'll get over here on this side. And I'm not coloring the inside of the shirt. I'm going to use the light blend for that. So we'll get there. Now, just so you know, if you are asking me questions or anything else that I might need to respond to, I am busy looking down at my coloring field because I don't want it to go out. So I'm not seeing your comments is where I'm going with that. That's where I'm going with that. Y'all know we're only like 3.5, 4 weeks from Thanksgiving, which means, oh, here's a question for you. I have a question. When do y'all put your trees up? Tomorrow, the 1st of November? Do you put it up the day after Thanksgiving? Do you put it up the 1st of December? Do you not put it up at all and go, what are your preferences for that? We get the kids, but they're also programs for inside trick-or-treat. I have to buy stuff Tom likes, so he eats the leftovers. There you go. No, Karen, I'm not going anywhere. I just, I like to have it on, but I have discovered that I have to leave them bare for a couple of days in a row between times. So otherwise my nails don't seem to like having polish on all the time. They kind of get stupid. So so right after this, I'll probably take it off and then put them back on the weekend. Just because they're fun. You know, that color street's so easy. I can pick and choose, and I do have approximately 3.8 million packs of them, so I thought I would go back to using them. I was off for a long time because I did for a long time take them off and put them on, take them off, put them on, take them off, put them on, and so that was hard. My nails said, no thank you. You need to have some time for me to breathe. No polish for me. So that's what I did. It actually took me about a year to get them back. So I'm back, at least for a minute. We'll see how long it lasts. I may be one of those people whose body just doesn't like nail polish on all the time. I don't know. Okay, so this is the Light Calypso Coral Blend. Putting up your tree today. Yay! Yay! Yeah, that was what was happening to me as my nails were peeling, and I don't think it's the color street. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I mean, it really is just nail polish, but I suppose there's something involved with the adhesive or whatever. But I decided it was probably because they weren't able to breathe. they just couldn't breathe through the nail polish. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take my light Daffodil Delight blend and color the inside of his shirt. Go back to the dark one. I don't know why I didn't do this while I was doing it. Color the centers of the flowers. There's one. Okay. And then I'm going to use the light Azure Afternoon for his hat. You could make any color for his chapeau that you wanted. The first one I did with crumb cake, and it was just too boring. So I decided this was a dude that had gone to the hat store and flown his freak flag and said, I'm wearing me a blue straw hat. You know, blue is not natural in nature, so I suspect it's a dyed hat, I'm pretty sure. Okay, now for his lei, I am using Azure Afternoon, but I'm using partially the Stampin' Right marker and partially the blend. They do have a little bit different color, so you're going to get a little variation, it'll be a little textural, a little more textural than if you use all the same. Ah, Marva, yeah. I hate to decorate. Yeah, Carrie, I like the decorating part, but I don't like the undecorating part. That just annoys me. And so for the last couple of years, I've pulled the tree out. We have an artificial tree with lights on it, white lights. And or clear lights, I guess they are. But see how that's different? They're both Azure Afternoon, and this is the light Azure Afternoon, so you can see you get a little bunch of blue flowers. I don't know if I've ever seen a lei with blue flowers, but you never know. But I don't like undecorating, so I just put the tree up, plug it in, and enjoy the lights. And my decorations stay in their little tub because I'm lazy. All right, I'm using the dark Calypso Coral on his collar. He looked like a dark... My husband would say this is a very bold shirt. Very bold shirt. Hey, Suzette, appreciate you coming. All right, let's see. Let me pull out my... We're going to use a little bit of pumpkin pie. I feel like a carrot needs to be pumpkin pie. And for all of you who buy your carrots at the Whole Foods store and they have all the different colors, in Publix, most of the carrots are orange, so mine is orange. All right, let's see. Now I'm going to take my light pool party, okay, and I'm not going to color him, but I'm going to give him just a little bit of shading because snow is either white or pool party, I'm pretty sure. And then I'm going to do a little bit like this down here. Now, not all of this will show, but I'm going to use it anyway. And I'm just kind of making it go like that. And that's just to give a little bit of definition there. And now I'm going to take... Oh, here it is. Okay. My Pecan Pie Stampin' Right marker to color the branch. And you'll be glad to know there's not a whole lot more coloring. I mean, there's a little bit because he's on the inside, but only part of him. And I can kind of negate that little bit of blobbing that I got there by coloring it. Okay, now let's go ahead and color our bird. Norfolk Island plant that was decorated. Oh, cool. That's cool. All right, so now let's decorate our birdie bird. I'm going to use the light Daffodil Delight. Add a little bit of that here. And then we'll take the pool party and do the bottom of his wing and these tail feathers. I'm just making this up. I have no idea what color these parrot birds are or macaws or whatever he is. I don't know, but I figured he's got to have a lot of color on him. I've got the light Calypso Coral. Try to stay away from his eyeball. And then we're going to go with the dark Calypso Coral to do this, whatever this is, these little top knot feathers. There we go. Okay, like that. And then I think we'll go back to the light and go down here, like so. And then down this direction, this little tail doohahs. Add a little bit over. You can add a little more shading just by going over with the same light one like that, and we're going to call that good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do before I go over to my cutting machine, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I'm going to stamp it in Calypso Coral ink, which is around here somewhere. There it is, on a piece of Daffodil Delight, and then I'll show you what I'm going to cut. Okay, now what we're going to do here is I'm going to go over to my machine, and I'm going to use this label die to cut out my sentiment, and I'm going to use this largest square die, and I'm going to line it up so that it's as up and down as I can get it, okay? Like that. All right, so I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be back in a moment, a very, very, maybe longer moment. All right. All right, you be murmuring amongst yourselves. All right, so there's our label. And then we're going to cut this in a diamond shape. Diamonds in the sky. No, that's islands in the stream. That was completely wrong. See, I can't even give you music today. I'm out of it. All right. There we go. Have I frozen? No, I'm just behind. Guess I'm just behind. Okay, so here's our little guy. Apparently I have a little bit of ink on my plate. So let me erase that. Make sure it's going to erase. It is. Y'all, if you don't have a dual-ended sand and rubber eraser, a mono eraser, just get one. It will really save you. Because I'd have been really bummed if right then I had completely ruined my sentiment. I'd have been like, oh no! Okay, so here's how we're going to cut this, because I wanted it not centered, but you can see it kind of flops over. So here's what we're going to do. Watch this. Are you watching? Are you watching? It is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and it's Islands in the Stream. I was attempting to kludge them in an inappropriate way that wasn't really working right. Okay, so I'm going to line this up how I want it, and all I'm really trying to do is make sure that his arm stays on the card. Okay, and we'll line it up like that, and then just hold it and flip it. Make a little line like that, and then we're going to cut it. Now, when you cut upside down, you're gonna just, you see what I did there? I just lined that pencil line right up in the cutting groove, okay? And when you cut upside down, sometimes the other side is kind of raised because it was backwards. So just take your bone folder and give that a little rub like that, okay? So, to adhere this, I'm going to put some dimensionals on there. I'm going to put some dimensionals on there because dimensionals are good always and always. I'm going to put 2 right there. All right. We're cooking with gas now. We're moving at the speed of light. It could be slow light, but it is still the light. Yes, it is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Yep. Let me see if I got all the tops off. I did. All right. And then we're just going to line this edge right up there like so. Boom chaka-laka, boom chaka-laka. And then I'm going to find my linen thread, which is around, there it is. See, I had everything in my little basket over there, but I forgot where I put it. I'm going to tie a simple bow. Now, did this really need a bow? Yes, everything needs a bow. If you can find a spot for a bow, put a bow. Never let your cards be bowless. Friends don't let their cards be bowless unless there's just no reasonable spot to put it. But there's almost always a place. Hey, Linda. Appreciate you coming. All right. So the way this is going to line up is I'm going to put this right about there. And then our die cut sentiment is going to go right about that. But good Lord, did I do a bad job with that. Note to self, time for a new cutting plate. I don't know quite how I got ink on it, but apparently I did. Okay, now it's gone. I'm going to put that like so, and then this is going to go over the top like that. Okay, so let's put a little liquid glue. Anybody see it? Oh, there. Oh, dork. That is true evidence that cleaning your house up, picking up your messes, it's not good. It is not good. Things just disappear when you do that. They just disappear when you do that. I'm just saying. Alrighty. Always room for linen thread. That is accurate. Now you could use a glue dot there if you prefer. I like a little bit of liquid glue, even if it's going to be persnickety because we're on camera. Once it decides to hold, it's all good. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals down here on the basic part of the card. And then this is going to rest on over the top, okay? And I don't even really need to put any adhesive over there. These dimensionals will hold it just fine. And then we'll put a couple of little green dots. Let me see if I can make this straight. Straight would be good. Straight would be good. There we go. And then I have some dots for days. Hey, Virginie, appreciate you coming. And we're going to use some of the garden green. You get 4 colors. You've got garden green, crushed curry, flirty flamingo, and pool party. And this is kind of a non-color specific card, but I'm going to go old school and stick with my garden green. And then I'm going to put one more up about there. And there's our card front. Easy peasy, just some coloring. So if you hate coloring, this is not the stamp for you. But if you like it, it's a cool one and it's kind of fun. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have our little snowman peeking up on our inside liner and on our envelope front. All right, so let's get him going. Now I've got this guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ink him up with the basic black. About now is when I'm going to start getting smudges everywhere. I can feel it coming. So I'm just really inking most of him. And then I'm going to take a sticky note. Okay, so let me just explain this madness. Okay, I really just don't want to color all of it again. Okay, so I'm covering the bird just to be sure I don't have to color the bird because I don't want to. And then I'm going to have him sort of peeking up like that, just like that. And we'll do that again on the inside. I'm going to take my sticky note off, ink him up, cover him up again with the sticky note. This is what you do when you don't want to color the image again. You truncate the image. Okay, now I'm starting to get black on me. And you want him to look like he's kind of peering up from the bottom, but not peeking lewdly up. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of peeking up, but not, stalkery. We don't want him to be stalkery like, okay. All right. So while that is drying, I'm going to put the lid on my tuxedo black. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I'm going to, let me start with I'm going to try to color them both at the same time without screwing up. A little bit of black there. It's all right. See, on the front of the envelope, I always figure if I get a little bit of something where it doesn't belong, I'll just say that it happened at the post office. All right, so we're coloring his little stick arm. with the pecan pie again. Now, I would not even try this with the pecan pie Stampin' Blend. I just wouldn't, because that's way too much like scary. All right, and then we'll get the light azure afternoon out for his chapeau. Pretty sure that's what they call him in Maui. No, it isn't. I'm going to have to get a drink right quick, or I'm going to have a coughing fit. I feel it coming on. Definitely that time of year. Lots of stuff in the air. You wouldn't think it. I don't think of the fall as pollen time, but apparently there are some. Now, remember, when you are coloring with a Stampin' Blend on the front of your... Oh, I got a little carried away there. It's all right. Not sure how I can blame that on the post office, but I'm willing to give it a shot. When you're coloring on the front of an envelope with a Stampin' Right marker, you want to color very lightly. Hang on, drink required. Sorry about that. You want to be sure that you don't push too hard, or you will get some bleed through. Now, something I didn't do on the other one is I'm going to use my Stampin' Right marker, my black one, to color those shades. Nobody wants light shades. Light shades are so 70s. You want dark, dark, dark. Or at least I do. Note to self, time to buy a new black Stampin' Right marker. Hello. This guy needed a little bit too. See, this is hanging it out there. This is risky because I'm now coloring on my card front and I'm doing it on camera. So, whew, I can't even hide it if I mess it up. All right, so let's go ahead and finish out the rest of these guys. I'm on my envelope, so I'm using a very light touch with the dark Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blend. And I'm also being careful when I get towards the edges. Now you can decide how annoyed it makes you if you see color bleeding over on the back. You can decide that. But I don't love it, so I try to be a little careful. That's my card. I was like, how did I already color that? I just opened the blend. Oh no, that was the old envelope. Gotcha. I am easily confused these days, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, speaking of confused, have y'all seen that it's almost time for a new catalog to come out? Yeah, there's no correlation to confusion there, but it was random association. New catalog is coming out soon, soon, soon. Like, I'll be ordering them on the 19th of November and getting them back as quick as I can. And hopefully by the end of November, actually by that weekend, I'll have them out, I hope. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, yada, yada, yada. So, if you are a customer of mine, you've ordered $50 or better in the last 12 months, you are already on my mailing list. If you're not sure, give me a holler offline and I will check. And if you are not a customer, but you would like to be, you can get your orders in between now and the 19th when I place the order for them, and I will have you on my list. You'll be on my list for your very own catalog. You see a little bit of the lay get on this one? Yup. There's a little bit of the lay right there. And then we get a nose. We got to do a nose. No self-respecting snowman does not have a nose. Because, you know why? Because the nose knows. And if he doesn't have a nose, can he know? I don't think so. I think the answer is no. You're killing yourself, Mary. Okay, and then the dark Calypso Coral. You can see I'm kind of switching between the brush end and the bullet end. Do you know how I'm making that decision? I'm not. It's just whatever gets open when I open it, because it just doesn't. It's not that critical to the overall outcome of the card. You might have to be a little more careful if you open the brush end, but that's okay. Just take your time, color, sing to yourself. Okay. And the final thing is to just add a little bit of pool party around the edges of him to let you know that he's cold. He's cold. It's cold and he's icy. And he's icy. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's that. We'll put him on this inner liner on the inside of the card with a little bit of liquid glue. Thanks, Karen. I appreciate that. Yep, Linda, that's absolutely a great idea. You can stick a piece of cardstock in or stick a piece of the acetate. I like to hang on to the acetates that are in the photopolymer sets. You get a thick one and a thin one, so I kind of hang on to both of them, a couple of each of both of them for various purposes. Okay, there we go. And then I've got another little piece of the A Little Bit Festive DSP to put on the envelope flap. Now, this paper does have a tree up, tree down orientation. So, you know, I mean, you can do you if you want to put them on upside down. But if you do, what's going to be is you're going to get little triangles instead of trees. So you decide which one you want. All right, and then we'll do the world's easiest fussy cut. I've finally realized that almost every card I make has some fussy cutting in it because of the envelope. But I think this is more like not fussy cutting because it's really not fussy at all. It's the world's easiest, but it's a good opportunity to practice. All right, so there you go. The Snowman Hugs, very cute little set. Sort of for Christmas, but sort of not. I mean, like, it doesn't even have a Christmas sentiment in there, but I think it's a lot of fun. All right, so I hope you've liked it and had a good time, and I hope you'll come back on Saturday. Do I know what we're making on Saturday? No, I do not. Why? Because it's only Thursday. I just don't work that way. So have a great rest of your week, y'all. Enjoy fall while it's here, and happy getting ready for Thanksgiving. See y'all on Saturday. Thanks. Bye.